In this video, we will show you how to replace your front bumper cover on this Ford Flex. This will be located on the front of your vehicle. Let's get into it. Let's make our way underneath the corner of the vehicle. Along inside the bumper cover, you're going to find your fog lamp assemblies. You'll have one of these on each corner of the vehicle. Make your way to the electrical connector. Squeeze the locking tab and disconnect it. Once you have it disconnected, just go ahead and give it a quick inspection for corrosion. Set that aside. At this point, you want to do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle as well. Once you've disconnected both fog lamp assemblies, continue on along the wheel well. You're going to find that you have a push clip. Use a trim tool or a small prying device. Carefully pull out the center to unlock it, and then you can remove the outer aspect. Now we'll do the same, making our way down along the bottom of the bumper cover. Now you can make your way out from underneath the vehicle, and we'll continue on into each one of the wheel wells. In this area, you're going to find that you have three 5.5mm screws holding the bumper cover to the inner fender well. Remove all three on this side, and then do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Let's make our way under the hood and remove all of our 5.5mm screws that come across the front. Now let's continue a little bit further inboard. You're going to find that you have two 10mm headed bolts. You'll find one on each side. Remove the pair. Continuing further in, you'll find that you have two push clips, one on either side. Remove these by first removing the center and then the outer aspect. So you have that lifted up, that's unlocked. You can fully remove this. We'll just put those two together. Make our way to the other one. Go ahead and grab onto that trim panel, lift it up, and remove it from the vehicle. We'll set that aside. Now let's start removing the center area of the grille. To do this, we'll use an angled trim tool. Carefully get under this area and gently pry it out of place. Make your way down the line. There we are. We'll have a look at the back side, and you can tell that we have several push clips that make their way across, and those fit into the front of the vehicle. Now, with that out of the way, if you were to look close to the headlight, still in the grille, you're going to find two more 10mm headed bolts, one on each side. Remove the pair. Now we can take hold of the grille assembly. What you're going to find is on each corner, there's going to be a push clip. So we'll just carefully get behind this area and gently give it a quick tug. We'll do the same on the other side. Remove the grille. Now looking in the center, along where your hood latch is, you're going to find that you have two more push clips. Do not remove these yet. Make your way to the corner of the bumper cover. Now we can grab onto the bumper cover right here and give this a little tug. We're trying to separate it from the fender. Just make our way across up along here. Once you have one side separated, do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Now we can make our way to those center push clips. As you remove these, keep in mind these are the last things holding the bumper cover to the vehicle. Take hold of the bumper cover and remove it from the vehicle. There it is, friends. Now with the bumper cover assembly on the floor, we're going to continue on to removing the fog lamp bezel. That's the area that you can see along the front. To remove it, you're going to find that you have several clips, some along the top and some along the bottom area. We'll press down on that locking tab and gently start pressing this through, just a little bit. Once that one's broken free, continue on to all others. Now I'll tilt this a little bit so you can see the lower ones. Now we'll grab these two as well. Start pushing on these. There we are. Now that we have all 8 of those clips dislodged, let's make our way to the front and remove that bezel. Once you have removed the fog lamp bezel from the bumper cover, you can continue on to removing the fog lamp assembly. For the fog lamp assembly, you'll find that you have 2 clips holding it in place. Give them a squeeze and gently start tugging it out of position. Once we get one out, we'll continue on to the second. At this point, we should be able to push this out and through. Now, as we start bringing this down at an angle, you want to start pulling it out towards the side. Now that we have this side out of here, let's continue on and do the exact same thing on the other side of the bumper cover. Remove the bezel and then the fog lamp assembly. Now we can start dislodging this top area from the bumper cover. To do that, we're going to want to use an angled pick and carefully get in between each one of these areas and gently start to separate it. As we pry it apart, we also want to try to tug them apart. So I'll use that pick, come right inside this area, get in between it, and then gently pull it apart. There we are. There's one. We'll make our way down the line. All those are done. Now once you have the entire top done, make your way down towards where the fog lamp assembly would be. We'll continue with our pick, get in between this area, and separate that as well. Continue following it over to each of its mounting points. There we are. Now we can remove this piece and set it aside. There we are. Continue on down the line. There we are. Now that I've done all the way along the top, we'll do the same along the bottom. All right, let's get our last one here. Now we can set this aside. Now let's turn the bumper cover upside down and remove the lower air deflector. For this, you're going to find that you have several 5.5mm screws holding it in place. Remove all of them. Remove the deflector and set that aside. And there it is, friends. All right, now we can start preparing our bumper cover for installation. With it upside down, let's start with the air deflector. Go ahead and put that in position, start in all of your mounting bolts, and then you can snug them up. Now we can install the front bumper lower grille. Let's get this in position. Line it up with all the locking tabs and then press it in. we are. Double check to make sure it's secured all the way around. Next, we can continue on to this area. We'll get this in position, line up the locking tabs once again. Once you feel as though everything's in place, go ahead and press it in. Let's lock it in along the bottom as well. Double check it to make sure it's secured all the way around. All right, let's get ready to install our fog lamp assembly. Looking along the back side, I just want to point out this area. That is where the adjustment would be made. You also have those two areas with the hooks. So when we put this in position in the bumper cover, we're going to come in at an angle, put the hooks along the back side of the bumper cover itself, and then roll it into position. Now on the inside here, we're going to align everything. As far as these two locking tabs, you want to have them approximately centered in that rectangular area because there is a small tab that needs to line up with this hole. Once you have it aligned, go ahead and press it in. With both of those ears locked, go ahead and give it a wiggle to make sure it's completely secure. Now we can install our fog lamp bezel. Let's get this in position and lock it in. Make sure it's completely seated all the way around. Now we're going to go over and do the same thing on the other side. Install that fog lamp assembly and the fog lamp bezel. Okay, let's put on our bumper cover. Carefully put this in place. Along the top, we're going to hold this in place with two of our push clips. To do this, we'll press in the outer aspect and then lock them in with the center. Now we can make our way towards each one of the fenders. We'll start on one side. Just going to press this right in. Listen for a click. Once you have the bumper cover pressed into place, start in all three of your 5.5mm mounting screws. Then snug them up. With all of those tight, we'll continue on with our push clip. Now that I've completed one side of the wheel well, we'll make our way over to the other side of the vehicle and do the same thing. Once you have your bumper covers secured to your fender liners, continue on underneath the vehicle. We're going to reconnect our fog lamp assemblies. Listen for a click, give it a tug, do the same on both sides of the vehicle. Put in your push clips along the bottom of the bumper cover. All right, let's get ready to install that grill assembly on the vehicle. Take this and put it in position. Once you feel as though it's properly aligned, press it into place. Continue on with your two 10mm headed bolts that hold the grill assembly to the body of the vehicle. Now we can put on the forward trim piece. Keep in mind you have several push clips making their way across that need to fit into their corresponding slots on the vehicle. We'll get that aligned and press it in. Let's move along to the upper trim piece. We'll get that in position. On this, you'll find that you have two 10mm headed bolts, one on either side of it. Start those in and snug them up. Along the front, you'll have 8 of these 5.5mm mounting screws. Start them in, snug them up. Now we can put in our last 2 push clips. Okay friends, we've got the vehicle back together. At this point, you can go ahead and close the hood and take it for a road test. Make sure you don't hear any funny noises coming from the front. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.